All right, here's how the slide rankings work. We start at the top of the ladder with two fighters. They're judged strictly on what they did in this division, under the Zuffa banner. No outside stuff, no fantasy matchups. The winner holds on to their spot, and the loser doesn't get tossed. They slide down the board to face the next challenger. And that keeps going until every fighter finds their place. Simple, clean, efficient. And trust me, it's not going to work the way you think. It's going to get real spicy. This is the Slide Rankings. What's good, y'all? So I got my boy Jordan on here, the Rambling Dad. First of all, before I even get into the meat of what we're about to talk about, where did the Rambling Dad come from? Why did you pick that name?
I think you've known me long enough now to know why I picked that name.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell the people, yeah, I mean, so I started this podcast. So I had a daughter in February, went to UFC London in March of 2022, met up with Jason Hart from MMA On Point, met up with Mac Malley, just a bunch of other dudes from like Twitter and the MMA space. Something I was always interested in was starting a podcast. And when I met them, I was talking to them guys and just talking to them about how they did things. They were like, go for it. Just start, just do it. I was like, cool. So that got me thinking, right, what's the podcast name going to be? Like an alter ego, I suppose, or like a little nickname for myself. Everybody's got one. So I thought, right, where can I go with this? Well, I'm a dad now, and I can chat a lot of shit. So the Rambling Dad.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, the Rambling Dad was born, bro.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. I remember, like, I followed you on Twitter first, and like we would interact or whatever. Do you remember me sending you a thumbnail for Matt Frivola a long time ago? You remember? Yeah, but yeah, and then we kind of ran into each other, you know, through Frankie, and then on the Fight Week show. So it's been cool. It's been cool. So today
Twitter's a mad place. Sorry, just
it is.
Like, Twitter's a mad place for doing things like that, because it was the same with Ola. That's how like me and him met years ago, was through Twitter, like just interacting on there. Then he was doing like watch-alongs with him and his wife on the couch, and he had his phone filming him. No setup like we've got today, nothing. You know what I mean? And all,
are those on the channel? I got to go back and look at those.
I don't know if they might be. They might be, but you might have ahead of them as well. They might be private by now. And we went. So that was going back 4 years, maybe 5 years ago. It was definitely during COVID anyway. And he was like, "Oh, come and jump on, bro." And I was like, "Nah, it's not my thing right now." You know what I mean? I was too busy sitting like a hermit in the middle of the night watching these things, chilling on my own.
Yeah.
I lost contact with him because he left Twitter for a little bit and focused on Instagram and posting things on there. It must have been 2 years after. Dude pops up on my feed, like just one of his interviews or something. I was like, holy shit, look at my boy go. You know what I mean? So then I reached out through Instagram, reconnected, because I wasn't really using Instagram much at the time. Connected with him there. And then turns out same thing was I never knew Leroy works with him. But I'd been talking to Leroy because his handle on Twitter is Asaniels. And I'd been talking to that dude on Twitter. And then when I put the two together, I was like, that's who you are. Like, it's crazy.
It's weird. It's weird how it all connects. Like, I think we probably all have different stories for the different connections that we've had individually. I'll have to do like a whole podcast about that. I think that would be interesting.
But I think we're the only community that do what we do.
Yeah, I think so.
Every podcast have their own individual podcast where they just do their thing. We like cross over. Yeah, you know I mean, like you guys have got like, and yeah, you know I mean, and all of us jumping onto the Fight Week show, or jumping onto S-Dog show, or jumping onto MMA Anomaly, whatever it is, like we all just integrate within each other, and it works, man.
I know, man. It's really cool. I'm still, every time, you know, all of us get together, like it's so seamless, and it's like we've been knowing each other for years and years and years, but you know, we've never all like met in person. It's crazy. It's goofy.
Is that just generational for us because we're old ass men? You know what I mean? That we look at it and go, "That's
I think
wild,
so,
right?
though.
Kids these days, like that's just normal."
I think so. Yeah, for them it's normal. For us, it's like, I don't know you, but like we do know each other.
If you want to be in the street, I'd walk by and be like, what's he looking at?
That's for real. For real. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is the UFC lightweights. We're going to make a list, the best of all time. It's your list, not my list. I'll interject. You know, I won't try to sway you one way or the other, but it's your list. So let's start at the top. The easiest one. Well, not the easiest one. Maybe it's the easiest one for you. I don't know. So we're going to match them up. Islam Makhachev and Khabib Nurmagomedov.
So who is going to take the top from there? For my point of
Yeah,
view, do you mean?
for number one.
So for number one, obviously Islam's got the one loss on his record compared to what Khabib had. But I think if you look at the level of competition that Islam's come across and how he's so well-rounded with it too, like you look at his striking compared to Khabib's. Khabib's was good, don't get me wrong, but Islam is on another level compared to where he was. But then you look at the style of grappling where, yeah, Islam is dominant, but Khabib had that like pressure, like can crusher. Yeah, I mean, you could not get away from him. Once he wrapped your legs up and he had them in between his, that was it. You weren't getting away, and he was going to do whatever he was going to do. But personally, and this isn't even recency bias, like I love Khabib, I loved him during his reign too. I would still, even now, put Islam before he goes and has this fight with JDM. If he gets this 2-weight championship, I'm still going to put him above Khabib right now.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that too. I mean, it is the level of competition. And also, I almost feel like there's two little mini eras that they were in. Like they're two different mini eras. Like when Khabib was dominant, people hadn't really figured out how to deal with Dagestani wrestling. Not that people have figured it out, but they're way better in trying to deal with it. You know, what Craig Jones has introduced to people on how to handle it. Not necessarily stop it completely, but at least deal with it to where it's not as crushing. That's made the game a little bit different. And I don't know how Habib's an all-time great, but I don't know how he would have dealt with that now as compared to Islam, who has more tools in the toolbox to deal with those sorts of things. He doesn't have to do that if he doesn't need to. He can strike with you. So, yeah.
I think like what you're saying there, not to interject as well, but just to add a little bit of spice into what you're saying, is you also need to think about the different generation of MMA fighter and the styles. But yeah, people have had more time to learn about that style, Dagestani style of wrestling now. But you also need to think about the people that Islam's facing are a different kind of generation to the people that Khabib would have been. Don't get me wrong, Justin Gaethje's, Poirier's, yeah, right, okay, they're the same. But there is some fighters in there where you mix it up a little bit. They've come through at a different time. They've learned MMA in a different way to what the boys did then, where you would have been a specialist in a certain piece. Now they're more well-rounded. So I thought it was just a little bit of spice to throw in there. But carry on if you want to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's true. Like this, that pretty much nails it. Especially like people will use the Poirier and Gaethje being the same, but that's Poirier with more knowledge, ability to deal with the wrestling and the grappling, and the same thing with Gaethje. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's splitting hairs with them too. So 100%. Khabib is still on the board. Let's go Khabib, BJ Penn.
Do you know what? See, I was sitting there a minute ago. I was like, this brother's picking out BJ Penn, or he's going to bring in RDA into the conversation. I knew one of them was coming.
And you know what? Your reaction that you just did right there, like that is literally the reaction that you, Cross, and Frankie, same reactions when we get to stuff like this. Everybody just sits back and is like,
yeah, need to think about that one. Need to think about that. I'm leaning BJ Penn because again, the era that he was in, he was so dominant in the. Don't get me wrong, it kind of went tail off towards the end and started going a bit funky, didn't it? And even now he's going a bit deeper into the. It's
going
style,
even wilder.
But for the time that he was the champ and the time that he did dominate, you've got to give it to him. I think, yeah, BJ Penn.
Wow. Okay, I don't argue against that. I really don't.
I'm arguing with myself. I'm trying to think thinking of the matchups and who they yeah, because even when he won the Ultimate Fighter finale, that was like, bro, yeah, I'm going BJ Penn, dude.
What he did to Joe Daddy Stevenson, what he did to Sean Shirk, the way that he was beating people, and the fact that Anderson Silva, during Anderson's prime, he said BJ Penn is the best in the world. Like that means a lot.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
The odds were stacked against him almost all the time. He was the shorter fighter. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
he's probably a natural featherweight, and he won the lightweight and welterweight titles. Like, come on. I know he's crazy, but he did what he did.
I think you need a little bit of crazy to get up there and do that, though. Yeah,
I think you do. I think you need a little bit. All right, so Khabib's still on the board. Khabib is sliding. This is different. Okay, let's go Khabib and Benson Henderson.
Khabib wins that one. Benson Henderson was a dog too. He had 5-fight winning streak or something like that. Came up against some of the greatest names of the time. You know what I mean? He had Cerrone, he had Pettis. Who else did he fight? I'm trying to think.
Let's see. Now. Benson Henderson's biggest wins. He beat Frankie twice.
Yeah, Frankie Edgar, yeah.
Beat Nate Diaz, Gilbert Melendez, and Cowboy.
Yeah, Melendez as well. I was at Nate Diaz, but Melendez as well, yeah. And that was a 5-fight win streak off the back of all of those.
And he has 3 title defenses, just like Khabib, just like BJ.
I'm going to give it to Khabib on that one.
Okay.
Benson was good, but just under Khabib on that.
Yeah. All right, so we got Benson Henderson on the board. Let's go Charles Oliveira.
Bro's making it saucy. I think Benson's going to be staying on the board here, and we're going to be putting Charles above Benson too. Just again, like, you know what I mean, had a rocky start to his career, and then came back and done what he'd done. Went on a wicked winning streak, fighting the who's who of the division. Became quickly a fan favorite. Everybody still loves him today. You know what I mean? And he's still putting on shows.
Who had a more exciting title run than Charles Oliveira? Like, has anybody had that kind? It's hard to name somebody like that. It's so much like the drama in every one of his fights is undeniable. Whether he won it or lost it.
I would argue Tony Ferguson, but it was a title fight that never came. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that was drama outside, cords tripping people. All right, Charlie Olives. All right, Benson Henderson still here. Let's go Benson Henderson, Frankie Edgar.
Frankie was another one again that was always undersized. Yeah, I mean, and kind of up against.
Definitely not a natural lightweight.
No.
Now, of course, I just mentioned it a moment ago. Ben did beat him twice, but those were razor close.
Oh yeah, razor close fights. He had a few razor close fights though, but Frankie was one of those like gritty dogs that would just work his way through it. Yeah, I mean, his grappling was unbelievable. Like, his pressure was unbelievable. I'm going to put Benson above him. Let's get Frankie on the board and we'll move along.
Okay, all right. Benson slides in at 5. Okay, so Frankie Edgar's here. Let's go Frankie Edgar and somebody who beat Benson Henderson twice. Anthony Pettis.
Pettis was, again, great at the time, but it's probably a personal favorite looking at Frankie Edgar over Pettis. I did enjoy Pettis, but I think from a personal bias point of view, more than what they actually done, I'm probably going to be leaning to Pettis and Frankie.
Pettis, okay.
If you go on actual stats, what they did, who they fought, I think if you looked at it from a logical point of view, you could probably stick with Frankie and put Pettis on the board. But sorry, flip that. But I'm going to go with Pettis.
Anthony Pettis, Showtime. Interesting thing that I learned about Pettis is that his lightweight record in the UFC is actually 6-6. Now, mind you, those 6-6 are against the top of the division. So it's not like he lost to any cans, but he was 6-6.
And it was called Showtime for a reason, bro. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
One of his fights was exciting. I mean, they still use the highlight of the running on the wall KO today. You know what I mean? To the point. Like,
yes.
It's one of those highlights that is like beyond time.
Yeah, that will never go away. That will never go away. All right, so Frankie is here. Let's go Frank RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos.
I think RDA is one of the most unspoken GOATs for the lightweight division. I'm not going to lie. So I'm also going to stick him there because, again, dude, like, his grappling prowess too, and that's what he was dirty with, and he just owned everybody. He had a pretty long winning streak himself, didn't he? Did he lose? Did he lose 2 back to back and then just went on a crazy streak?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And so yeah, I'm going to take RDA on that one, because when you said to me about this being a lightweight thing, RDA was one of the first guys that came into my head, because I didn't know the layout of what we were going to do, the form of how this was going to go. But if we were just going to stack who we thought was up there, like, RDA was going to be up there for me. And if you had said him earlier, you probably wouldn't be where he's sitting right now.
Yeah. The thing about RDA is, one, he definitely doesn't get the credit that he deserves for his longevity and just his consistency and his ability to do so many different things. He can strike with you. I mean, as you know, we saw that when he beat up Anthony Pettis, which I was at that fight, and I was all in on Anthony Pettis. And apparently, Anthony Pettis was not all in on Anthony Pettis because he went in there and got beat up.
Mm-hmm.
He can strike with you. He can wrestle, which normally people from Brazil, you know, they got the jiu-jitsu, but it's the wrestling that they're missing.
Yeah.
And he can wrestle. He can wrestle for sure.
He was a stocky little dude as well. Yeah, I mean, he was thick, bro. Like, so once he had a hold of them, they weren't going anywhere.
Yeah. RDA he's an all-time great. It's the minute he says that he's going to retire, he's going to the Hall of Fame immediately. All right, let's check the board to see where we're at. I know y'all have some comments on Khabib sitting at number 3. So drop those down below. And remember to like and subscribe. It helps a ton. Now let's get back to Jourdain. All right, so Frankie Edgar still on the board. Let's make this interesting. I'm going to go Frankie Edgar and Dustin Poirier.
I mean, Frankie won the title.
He did.
Dustin never did. He got the interim. But then again, you also need to think of the longevity of Dustin Poirier, just retired now and still been putting on bangers. You know what I mean? And anytime a prospect come up, he's like, nah, slow down, kid, I'm right here. Dustin Poirier's got to be. You know what I mean? Just for the, again, fighting the who's who. He's been up there chasing title fights. And again, it's not been like he took Islam 5 rounds before he made a mistake. Let's say he made a mistake, you know what I mean, and got fucking choked out. But
and matter of fact, I think he won the round that he was winning the round that he got finished.
And I think, I mean, my man knocked out Conor McGregor. That made me one of the happiest guys on the planet.
I was so excited about that.
I know that resonated with you too.
Man, I'm so excited about that. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to argue with that one. Dustin Poirier. Frankie Edgar.
I feel bad for Frankie, bro. This dude's
He's making the slide. He's making the slide. Oh,
shit.
Frankie Edgar and, see if I can make this worse. Frankie Edgar and Justin Gaethje.
I knew Gaethje was coming up. See, when Gaethje first started, bro, how many losses did he have? Like three losses. He was just coming in, just being
He lost to Eddie Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
And who else was it? I can't remember who the other loss was, but he lost 2 in a row because he got finished for the first time in his career.
Was it 2?
I think it was 2.
Right, okay.
And then he went on a tear.
But he was like a bull in a china shop, bro. Like, it was just like, have some patience. Like, you could hear the power in his shots. You could see the skill and the technique was there. But he was like too eager to get after it, too eager to get the KO. And when he made that switch and he started being a little bit more patient with it and started thinking about what he was doing and hold himself back, and he just
that Tony Ferguson fight, man. That Tony Ferguson fight changed everything.
That was disgusting. That's disgusting to this day. Like, you can, it's like, when you're a kid and your mum or your dad or whatever screams at you, and you like, right now you've got PTSD, you can still hear that scream when you've done something wrong. That was like the punches that Gaethje was landing on Tony Ferguson.
Dude, it was like the beginning of the rise of Justin Gaethje and the beginning of the end of Tony Ferguson. Yeah, that's a pivotal fight right there.
So right there on that one, though, I'm gonna let Frankie sit on the board comfortably here and put Gaethje underneath him.
Okay.
Just for the simple fact, like, he's never got the title. Yeah, he's been up there against some of the greatest, but I don't think he's done it as clean. I mean, he's had how many knockouts? Like 12 or something.
Something ridiculous.
I know he's called the highlight, and he's the highlight for a reason, but I'm gonna let Frankie settle in before he slips any further. Let's start rolling with Gaethje.
I think Frankie would have come off the board soon. I don't think he would have came off soon, but yeah. Okay. So Justin Gaethje's still here. Let's go see if I can start another slide. Let's go Justin Gaethje and somebody who did win a title, Eddie Alvarez, the Underground King.
The Underground King was good, but again, it wasn't for long, bro. How many fights did he have in the UFC? 6, 7?
Let me see. Let's see. He had 7.
7. I mean, and again, like the level of competition wasn't terrible. Like, I think he came really against.
I mean, he fought. He beat RDA. He beat Justin Gaethje, and he beat Anthony Pettis.
For the title, didn't he?
Yeah, and he beat Anthony Pettis.
Yeah. But then he got
sparked
by Conor McGregor.
He did get sparked by Conor. He almost completed the violence triangle. I think it might have been on the same card when he fought Dustin Poirier. I think that may have been on the same card as the RDA and Pettis fight. Maybe. Yeah, when it was a DQ because of an illegal knee. And they ran it back and Dustin Poirier got him out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's start running with him.
Right? So Eddie Alvarez. All right. Let's go. Eddie's
going to sit and slide for a while, I think. Now I'm just going to throw it out there. Like I don't rate him that much. Like again, yeah, he fought a few good names, but I just don't feel like he's solidified himself enough because of the short tenure.
True. So Eddie Alvarez, Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson all day, brother. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, we've spoke about this before, man. Like, we need to tell people, because of how bad the end of Tony's career was, that if you haven't seen it or you're forgetting, you need to go back and watch what this guy did to people, man. He was the boogeyman. There's like 9 images of like it was one of the.
I remember that.
The longest winning streak in lightweight history, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, bro, and he left everybody bloody. Like everybody. And like I say, it was like the fight that never happened that should have been happening 4 times against Khabib going for that title. Imagine what El Kuki of the time and Khabib would have been like. Dude.
It would have been magical. And you know what?
It would have boosted.
It would have boosted either one of their resumes so much if they would have made that fight.
Mm-hmm.
If Khabib beats Prime Tony, now we're having a different conversation when it comes to Islam. We're like, I don't know now.
Mm-hmm.
Or if Tony beat Khabib, he's way up this list now, but it never happened.
It depends on how it went after he beat Khabib, if he did. You know what I mean? Who did he then face next? Because that Gaethje fight still have been the same. There could have been. There's a multiverse somewhere that sees it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's like the Great White Buffalo, bro.
Yeah.
That's the Great White Buffalo is the one that got away. That's what was it on the hot tub time machine? It's like
yes.
That is that fight.
Oh, man, all right, Eddie, you still here? I'm gonna see if I can find a home for you. Let's go, Eddie Alvarez, Cowboy Cerrone.
Cowboy Cerrone all day, 100%. Dude's had 50-odd fights, 55 fights in his career. Obviously, not all with the UFC, but that we spoke about this again the other day, bro. Like that guy outside of, Justin Gaethje's kicks are nasty. Like Cerrone was nasty with it, bro. Like nasty with it. Like the amount of head kick KOs that dude got, dude would finish you on the feet, he'd finish you on the ground. You know what I mean? The submissions in there too. And again, you look at the end of his career and it was just like, and then you look at that Conor fight and everybody remembers, like, you know what I mean, you're getting finished by shoulder shrugs, bro, and all the rest of it. Like
that might have been a dive, man. That might have been a dive. Did man
take the red panty night or not? Who knows? But I think if you need to go back and watch just Cerrone like in his prime, bro, in the middle of that career right there, and just enjoy it. Every time he fought, you were excited.
What's your favorite Cerrone fight?
Pettis was good.
Mm-hmm.
And off the top of the dome, I can't really think of anything else.
I think my favorite one was Anthony Hernandez fight. Because Anthony was talking so much crap, talking about he was gonna, take the garbage or whatever he said that was stupid. And the way that Cowboy dispatched of him, the leg kicks. Remember when I think Anthony was laying on the ground on his back and Cowboy was just winding up with those kicks, dude. I couldn't be. I think that might have been one of the most happy I was to. I still don't like him to this day because of that situation.
That fight,
yeah.
Cerrone's.
Yeah. So like that's probably my favorite fight. Now, he broke my heart a lot of times, but
he fought Gaethje as well, didn't he?
He did, and that was the one where he blew his nose and his eye swelled up.
His whole eye swelled up.
Yeah. But between Cowboy and Poirier, like those are, 2 of my all-time favorites. So yeah, there's no way that I would never have Eddie Alvarez over Cowboy, and I like Eddie Alvarez a lot, but never have him over Cowboy.
I'm surprised you left Cowboy so.
Well, being realistic, looking at all of the people that are above him, all of the people that are above him have either had the undisputed title or a piece of the title. And anytime that he gets in a big title fight, it just doesn't happen for him. Yeah. If he's either in a number 1 contender fight or he's in a title fight, it just doesn't go well for him. And it all ties back into his mentality before the fights, how nervous he gets. And everybody gets nervous before the fight. But I feel like his is just a little bit worse. And sometimes he takes that into the fight and sometimes he doesn't. In those title fights, he definitely does. Mm-hmm. So I can't rightfully put him higher on the list or even bring him in.
Based on those attributes, but from entertainment purposes, he's right there every time.
Absolutely. 100%. All right. So Eddie Alvarez still on the board. Okay, let's make this really interesting. Eddie Alvarez, or the person that he lost his title to.
I knew you were going to say it. There's a snake in the grass. Shit. I'm going to give it to Eddie, bro, because Conor beat him and fucked off. Yeah, I mean, how you can't put Conor above. If Conor stuck around, never took the 50 million to go and fight Floyd, and stuck around in the lightweight division and actually defended that motherfucker, then fair enough. But nah. Stick Conor on it. Now somebody else is going in the grave. Let's go.
I didn't think that Conor was going to get past that one because Conor has, let me see, how many lightweight fights does he actually have? One. Three.
Oh, three?
But he's only won one.
Dustin. Yeah, Dustin with the two. Yeah, shit.
He has a losing record at the lightweight division. Mm-hmm. He's undefeated as a featherweight, though.
Yeah. Because he took that massive gap and came back. And then when he came back, he fought Cerrone at what?
That was a welterweight. Mm-hmm. Because Cowboy had been fighting at welterweight that whole time. And once I can't remember who it was that he fought, but he lost the number one contender fight. Mm-hmm. And they let Conor handpick who he was going to fight. And it was Cowboy. And Cowboy decided to not come.
as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty wild fight too, because that was again was kicks versus kicks, man. What's
straight Muay Thai fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a badass fight. I remember.
Yeah. And he beat him. He beat Barboza. Mm-hmm. I mean, Cowboy's got some wins on his resume, some real wins. But people just get in his head. All right, so Conor is still here. The last person that's on this list. So whoever loses this,
we going through 15 already.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I'll go fast. Whoever loses this goes last. Conor McGregor or Gray Maynard.
I feel like you throw that one in there just like, as a spanner, bro. It's chucking Gray Maynard in there. Yeah, I'm taking Gray Maynard all day. All day, son. Yeah, I mean, put Conor in the grave. Let's be done with him. Let's finish it up there. Gray Maynard.
Gray Maynard.
Sheer tenacity.
Dang. The Conor hate is real. And I don't blame you. I support
Runs deep.
All right, so let me see. Let me show you this list real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a chance to move one person to whatever spot you want.
Just one.
So, just one. Let's see. All right. Here's the list. We got Islam Makhachev, BJ Penn, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Charles Oliveira, Benson Henderson, Anthony Pettis, RDA, Dustin Poirier, Frankie Edgar, Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, Cowboy Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, and Gray Maynard, and the notorious Conor McGregor. So if you're going to move anybody, it doesn't matter, up or down. Mm-hmm. From whatever spot to whatever spot, who would it be? Or maybe nobody.
Let's move. Soon as I was actually thinking about it as we were going through, it was playing out worse in my head than what it looks like when you look at it on paper.
Yeah, it's really not that bad.
Let's take RDA from 7th spot, because like I said, if you'd named him earlier, I definitely would have put him higher. And let's move him up to 5th, and we'll knock Benson down.
There it is.
He's definitely top 5. People forget, bro. People forget.
They do. You want to see Frankie's rankings for featherweight?
Featherweight? Yeah, let's rock.
This is Frankie's rankings.